Welcome to the After the Show Movie Podcast, brought to you by your hosts, Ace Scully and Sid Talk. We're addicted to movies. Are you? Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Sid Talk.
Welcome.
How are you today?
I'm good. And you?
Very good. I just watched a movie, so I always like that.
What was the before the after the show discussion?
Talking about how long you're on the little outline that we write. The part where it says Sid Talk is very long.
You mean my advice that's not advice?
We need more disk space to fit all that on.
So before the after the show discussion, it wasn't discussion, it was me typing.
It was.
That was it. That was it.
And that was it. Thank you and goodbye.
The end.
Yeah,
right on.
It is Saturday, August the 30th, and this is After the Show number 906. We're a weekly movie review podcast where this week we take a look at the movie The Life of Chuck. It's a 2025 release, out now on streaming, rated R. Its runtime is 1 hour and 51 minutes, and it's from Neon, who sent us a copy for review. Sid Talk, can you give us the synopsis of the movie The Life of Chuck?
Neo is making movies now?
Neon.
Oh, Neon. Life of Chuck is cautionary tale about living your life. And Chuck is the guy. I feel like that's my interpretation.
Is it cautionary or is it?
Cautionary about how you live your life. Yeah, kind of.
All right. The Life of Chuck, the latest film from Mike Flanagan. What did you think?
I loved it.
You did?
I did. I really loved it. I love that. You know me. I like pointing out things about, and this will lead to why I was typing so much earlier, but the vastness of life and the universe, and pointing out, that you're respecting it, and that some of the things we think matter do not. And that you're just living here on a rock in space. And I liked the vibe. I don't know. I really loved it.
Yeah. It's based on a Stephen King short story from his novel, If It Bleeds. And it's only like 20, 30 pages long. It's very short. But you wouldn't think that watching this movie.
Mm-mm.
And this movie also is told in reverse order. I'm not losing you all, Emma, because sometimes people are like, oh, God. It's told in reverse order.
Not really reverse order. It just takes the three acts
and the acts are played out backwards.
It's not like Memento, where every scene is like,
no,
you're confused about the order of how things are happening.
And it ties itself together as it goes along.
Absolutely.
Because you're like, what's this scene all about? Oh, it links to that thing. And,
I'm just going to put this out there. If this confuses you too much, maybe you shouldn't be watching movies.
Yeah, I feel that this...
I hate to be snotty, but that's the way I look at it.
Whatever this thing is, this construction, in some movies it can be confusing, but I don't think it was in this one at all.
It's
you know why?
fine.
Because I don't think this story is very complicated.
No, and it clearly wrote on the first opening, the little card said Act 3. Now, if you don't know this already, movies and stories and everything else that gets told to you as a tale of any kind from humans, it has 3 parts. There is the beginning, which you introduce everybody. There is the middle, where all the conflicts and the action starts to happen. And then there is the resolution, or the finale. And that is everything gets wrapped up and the story comes to an end and everybody's character arcs come to an end. There's 3 acts, like a play, right? So we start out, the screen comes up, it says Act 3. If you don't know what that means, again, then maybe either study a little bit about cinema and storytelling, or just go with the flow.
And another movie that used this very interestingly recently was Strange Darling, if you remember that. That had like 6 acts and it started at number 4 or something, and then went to number 2 and then went, and but that was cool.
It also told you what it was doing. So, yeah.
So, yeah, this is like would you say it's like an uplifting movie?
I think it's about interpretation.
Yeah.
Some people might find it distressing.
Yeah.
Some people might find it uplifting. I find it uplifting. I'm with you.
Why is this movie R-rated? Because I feel like more people should see that. Like,
Maybe
it's got a good message to it.
But it might be the theme.
There's a couple of swearing words.
There's swearing, but the theme of death and like the end of things I don't know if that factors into ratings at all.
I guess it must. Because
I don't know. It shouldn't, because my goodness, every Disney movie almost has a dead parent and a child who's been orphaned or something. You know what I mean? Like, that's a pretty heavy thing. So I don't know why it had an R rating.
So what this is, the life of Chuck is essentially what you get. You get the life of Chuck.
Yeah.
Starting from when he's older and ending when he's a child.
You mean like Benjamin Button?
Like Benjamin Button, yeah.
Not really.
Benjamin Button, was that a bad film?
I didn't love it.
Or was it a good film?
Sorry, Brad, but I did not love it.
David Fincher. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'd have to see it again. I recall watching it and thinking it was cool because of what they did at the time.
But that can't be what makes it good.
No.
Yeah.
So back to this movie. Yeah, it's a uplifting. It's the kind of, I feel like a lot of people would like it because it's saying like, you know, there are things if you concentrate on this in life, you might miss this.
Mm-hmm.
These things aren't important. These things are. It's that kind of thing. Was I getting it right? There's some things I don't get, but I don't think you can get everything in a Stephen King thing.
Like what?
Like, why was his face appearing in all the windows?
Well, are we doing spoilers?
We could do spoilers. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, this happens in the beginning of the movie.
Right. The beginning of the movie. Okay. So big spoiler, because this is the whole thing about the first third of the movie.
Go away and watch it. Come back.
Yeah. It's in his mind. There is no realism. It is the menagerie that he has created in his mind. None of those people are.
That's what I was getting at. I mean, That's what I was thinking.
Right. So in his mind, as he's dying of a brain tumor, everything's flickering and we can't imagine what's going through your brain as it's dying, right? You can't imagine. I don't care what anyone says. You can't imagine. Not really. And so in his mind, it is his world that he's created, and he's everywhere because it's all his universe that he's built in his mind.
He has a multitude inside him.
Yes, exactly. I'm a multitude. So that's why he's everywhere. It's like, you know, in the end, I think people can believe that you're going to be thinking only of others, but I think that, I mean, I've been around people dying, literally, and in the ends of their lives, maybe not the last final second, because I don't know. I can't get in there and ask them that question, but nearing the end, they talk a lot about themselves because it has been their life.
Right.
Right? The end of their experience as a person in this world. And I think that if that flicker in his mind is happening as he's dying, then he's just everywhere.
And a lot of this movie is about what shapes you as a person. The fact that his grandma wanted to dance with him in the kitchen, made it so he was interested in dancing, and then made it randomly on one day that he decided to dance, right?
Exactly.
It's that. It's like, why? How are you that person? Well, you are that person because of all the things along the way, right?
Oh, yes.
The life of you.
Yes, everything that's influenced.
So that's why I think that's why I'm thinking I would rather this not be R-rated, be PG-13, maybe have one F word, and a lot more people see it, because I don't think it's unacceptable for anybody.
I think
it's not gory, it's not sexual.
You're a little bit old-fashioned, thinking that people won't watch it because it's R-rated.
Well, I know they will, but they won't in the theaters.
Yeah, but the theater doesn't really matter anymore. And so the fact that people are listening to this podcast, they're not people who maybe some, but I don't think the majority are people who are sitting on the edge of their couch going, let me listen to these reviews and read these reviews of what we're going to go to the effort to go out and see. They're going to be like, hey, I want to watch some movies, or I want to watch movies in my life. I want to listen to podcasts about what I can stream and watch and lay in bed and watch. And so
whoever's the man or woman, though, who sticks the rating on the thing, sits in the room, watches it, and the moral police, those people. I don't know what they were getting at with this one. Apart from, you're not allowed to have more than one
maybe rewatch it and think about it a little more. You know what I mean? Like pay more attention to what.
Now, this had some spectacular, like maybe low budget movie. You know, the scene with the sky and let's say the apocalypse. I've never seen it quite so beautifully shown. That's an amazing way to look at the apocalypse, right?
Do you mean the night sky or the?
Yeah, where they were sat in the deck chairs, Karen Gillan and Chiwetel Ejiofor, and they were just looking at the sky, and the stars and the planets were going out, just
I know.
And it sounded amazing and it looked amazing. And I was like, that's a really interesting, beautiful way of showing you the end of things.
But again, it wasn't the end.
But it was how it was portrayed in his mind, which is...
Well, it was him dying.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So it's like maybe his synapses going out. Each one of those is one of those.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But it's really, really well portrayed and it sounds awesome. And then because I thought the middle section of the movie was so expertly done. From the narrating from Nick Offerman, who I think is fantastic as a narrator.
Yeah.
Because he's got this kind of a bit of a snark about him, and he actually says it in the narration sometimes, like, you know, he's a bit snarky. But then he starts narrating this middle section, and he introduces you to these three different characters. And then these three different characters converge in this musical number.
Mm-hmm.
It might sound crazy.
Yeah,
but I think it worked perfectly. It was awesome.
I was surprised that I didn't hate it.
Yeah, because, you know, sometimes things like that, you can go, oh, it's a bit...
Yeah,
twee.
like a flash mob sort of scene situation. And I was like, oh, where are we going? But then
and when you're
like,
in this movie at this point, it doesn't actually make a lot. You're like, why is this guy dancing? We've only just met him. Who is this? What is... And it all kind of, the back end of the movie makes everything make sense, right?
Of course.
Which is really good way of doing it, because that dance sequence, you're like, is this just some surrealistic weirdness? Is this not really happening?
Oh, I didn't think that at all. I thought this was the guy we're meeting who we now know, because the end came first.
Yeah.
And Chuck is everywhere. I'd already kind of like, okay, so this is Chuck's look at the world. And then we meet Chuck, and then I was like, okay, I get it.
It's very good, that middle sequence. As a short film on its own, it's very good.
Yeah.
You can't not smile at it, even though it could be cheesy to some people. And then the end section of the movie, which is the beginning section of Chuck's life, is also really fun because his grandparents are fun. Maybe.
I mean, his parents die, but other than that, it's super fun.
Yeah, it's got that going for it, which everybody can relate to. Or, you know, most people can relate to somehow, right?
True.
I think overall, it's like, you know, Stephen King's not always optimistic, but this feels optimistic.
Right, and that's what I was saying about interpretation. Some people might not find this movie optimistic at all. They might find it really depressing.
Like a real downer. Because...
Yeah, but I think it's ultimate understanding of life.
Yeah, and what it all boils down to and what is important.
Yeah.
Because, like the speech that Mark Hamill, who plays his granddad, gives him about there's dancing and there's accountancy, like, because he's telling him what can be important, what can't, you know, it's really interesting.
That math is art.
And math, yeah, math actually is in everything. So if you look at it that way, and he explains to him about the universe and how we measure everything, and then he's not telling him not to do dancing, but he's also telling him that
be realistic. You may not be able to be a dancer. Yeah. The world may not pay you for that, but you will get paid to be an accountant.
But you can still enjoy dancing.
Exactly.
Not like, don't do dancing, it's stupid. It's just a really interesting...
It was really good. I'll be honest, my first thought was like, is that Mark Hamill?
Oh, really?
Yeah, like for a split second, I'm like, oh, it is. Okay.
I mean, it's old Luke Skywalker.
True.
Yeah, it's like Luke Skywalker when he was old and snickety in those new movies. But like 10 years after that, right?
True.
Maybe 15 years after that. Yeah, it has some really profound speeches. I really liked Chiwetel, you liked it as well, where he goes speaking to Matthew Lillard, the guy in the street.
That's my favorite part of the whole movie. Well, he's...
Oh, yeah, we didn't explain about the world. What's happening in the world.
Right, so we meet... So Act 3 is first, and it's sort of amongst the characters... Bad things are happening in the world. The internet's dying. There's volcanoes in Germany. Everything's falling apart. It's not like your crime, zombie-ridden kind of post-apocalyptic
California
vibe.
Fell into the sea.
Right. It's just all these sort of like things they're hearing from other people. There's a sinkhole downtown that ate up half the town. But we're all understanding things are ending, kind of. Well, one day our character comes out, the teacher guy, and his neighbor comes up who looks like he works for the city in some degree. He's got like a high-vis vest on. And basically he's just explaining to him what's happening downtown.
Yeah.
And then like with this sort of not happiness, but sort of like, I get it. Everything's falling apart and fuck it. Like, I mean, what else are we going to do? You know, we just got to write it out kind of thing.
Well,
I just love that whole.
what was the expression he used? Like it was shit on top of shit or something?
Oh, I don't remember.
And then he kind of like almost cried.
Yes.
Like it's
almost
too much.
cried. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really good, that scene. Yeah, it's an interesting movie because it's not usual, is it? It felt different.
It reminds you that if in the end there is an end and everyone knows it's coming, what will you find important?
Right.
What will you actually do? Will you be the criminal? So you can think of like Walking Dead or any other post-apocalyptic, but of course I go zombie because I love zombie stories. Are you the asshole like the governor, you know, or whoever is like the terrible villain?
Wants to act that out.
Yes,
basically.
who wants to like be the destroyer, the destructoid, the Hitler of the times and destroy everything, take everything for yourself to survive? Or are you the hippy dippy people who build a commune and grow the food and say everybody's welcome and we're all in this together, right? So that's the challenge if we're faced with an end of the structure we've all built and gotten used to over the last few thousand years, I guess, of humanity. That's what it makes me think about. Because again, it doesn't do the thing where there's like criminals running down the street and people.
It's like people have given up.
Yes. Yeah.
Like there's a man walking down the street and he just throws his briefcase on the floor and carries on walking.
And they say, I think twice, maybe 3 times when terrible things are happening, someone else goes, well, that sucks. And then the other person goes, the whole world's falling apart. And all we say is that sucks.
Yeah. We just accept it. And also that man talking, Matthew Lillard, also said, I hope the suicides stop.
He thinks they will.
Yeah.
So there's lots of, and keep in mind, this first portion isn't reality.
No.
It is in the
mind. But it
mind.
is when you're watching it. As far as you're concerned, it is, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I liked. I was like, what is this movie? I didn't even know anything about it, but, you know, kind of quickly felt hyperbolic.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, something's going on here.
All right, let's get on to the cast. Tom Hiddleston plays Chuck. What do you reckon? Loki himself.
He's not in it very much, but he's fine.
He's in it for 19 minutes, according to
he's not the star of the show. It's his 10-year-old self who is the star of the show.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah, the 10-year-old is played by Jacob Tremblay. Guy.
So Edgewa and him.
Karen Gillan
and Karen Gillan.
She plays Felicia Gordon.
Yes.
And it's across she's in the end bit, she's in the beginning bit. I like her. Amy Pond from Doctor Who. What else is she?
Marvel.
Nebula.
She's Nebula.
Yeah.
She's blue, the blue lady.
Chiwetel Ejiofor plays Marty Anderson, and he's in the beginning part and the end part.
And he's also one of my favorite. I mean, I just like him anyway to watch him, but
he is. Love Actually would be the first time I seen him. I think.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. We've got Mark Hamill as Albie Krantz. He's Chuck's grandfather. Awesome. And you didn't know it was him?
I did not know at first. I mean, it took me about 30 seconds. He does have like
a heavy lifting type of job.
Absolutely.
Because he's a drinker. He's sad, but he's also got something to say, right?
Absolutely.
We've got Mia Sara as Sarah Krantz. She's the grandmother.
And guess where she's from?
She's the Sloane from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
And I was like, I feel like I haven't seen her since that movie.
She retired.
And I was thrilled to see her, and she was very good, and I would love to see her some more. I would love, because she's grandma who, after the parents die, has her own sadness for a while, but then she figures her own shit out, and then she teaches him to dance and to appreciate food and
to
fun movies.
Have a nice family life with them.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is important for a kid like that, right?
Absolutely. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But she was really good. Yes.
Very good. I was like, oh, my. Those eyes, you cannot mistake.
No.
Her eyes.
I knew it was her instantly. I was like, there she is.
I was thrilled. I hope she decides to do more.
Matthew Lillard plays Gus, and it's just one scene with him, but it's very poignant.
It's very good. I was impressed, and I would like to see more of him as well.
And special mention to Nick Offerman as the narrator, because it is one of my favorite narrations in this movie. Because it is it's funny and also tragic. Like some of the stuff the narrator says is exactly what the people are thinking.
It's almost like the narrator also is sort of like, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. It's really good. And without the narrator, it would be a different thing. And sometimes I think narrators are overused in things, but in this one, I was welcoming him to start talking again.
Oh, okay.
So it was like the narrator in Magnolia, which I really like. There's a narrator.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that Tom Cruise?
No, it's not. But it's a very similar type of vibe with the narrator in Magnolia. He's kind of in on the whole thing.
Doesn't it start in the beginning where he's talking about that guy who gets...
Yes, with the guy who
tries
falls
to commit
from
suicide. Yeah, and explains everything.
Yeah, and he kicks in every so often, and that's how it works in this movie. And I think the narrator part is a real big part of what this movie is. It really fits everything together, because that scene that I said is so expertly crafted with the dancing, it opens with the narrator explaining to you what each of these three people are.
True.
By the point they meet each other, you know from what he said, lots of details about them that didn't need to play out in front of you.
True.
This movie does a lot of that, actually, thinking about it. It's a lot of don't show you and just tell you.
Absolutely.
There's a sinkhole over there. There's a thing over there. Like it's a lot of just talking about things.
And while sometimes that's like lazy and you're like, why don't you just show me the sinkhole? It also makes sense.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I can use my brain to fill in the hole of what a giant sinkhole in the middle of a city with buildings and cars falling in.
I think it breaks the rules. It's more of a tell, don't show, and other movies are a show, don't tell.
Because maybe the spectacle isn't what's important.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's right, because it does show you some news clips at the beginning of things that were happening.
Like all of the disaster movies
but
do.
Yeah,
like,
you never really see anything big happen.
No.
Apart from the sky with the stars in it. I mean, that's a big thing happening.
True.
So yeah, this is directed by Mike Flanagan. He directed Dr. Sleep, which is the sequel to The Shining.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he must be friends with Stephen King, is all I'm thinking. He directed The Haunting of Hill House and Midnight Mass. Those were two really big hit Netflix shows, horror. So what do you think of Mike Flanagan?
I think it works exactly as it's supposed to. I am emotionally invested, and intellectually I start thinking, philosophically, you kind of go, oh yeah, okay, digging deep to think about things. And I feel like if you can't let art do that, in between the big action flicks that basically just kind of tell you good versus evil, good's gonna win kind of shit, right? I feel like is a place for it, and it was very stimulating and interesting and beautifully done. So
I did enjoy Dr. Sleep from Mike Flanagan as well.
You did.
Yeah, I really liked The Shining, and I thought, if you're gonna, I know Stephen King had wrote the sequel to The Shining, but I was like, if you're gonna make the film after Kubrick's film, and you're gonna really fuck it up, surely, right? But I actually thought that fit quite well, and they played a lot of tribute to the original movie. Yeah, really good. So IMDb reviews, what are those?
Those are reviews that you find have 1 star out of 10, and they don't like the movie we're watched, and you either make fun of them because they're wrong, or you give them a pat on the back because you agree. And you give them funny voices sometimes.
The first guy says, the moral of this story is don't waste 111 minutes. Is that a funny voice?
Yes.
That's what I think this guy sounds like.
Okay.
He says, you won't get them back. Watch it and then take that message away with you. There's nothing else here. There's no deep revelation. It's just boring.
Grow up.
Second guy says, waste of time. I didn't like it. The dancing part of the school was good. The whole story is a miss. Really disappointed. I wasted my time.
Waste my time.
This kind of movies that starts and ends, then you ask, what's the story? What was this about? With all due respect.
All due respect.
So there's that guy.
Let's go there.
And this guy says, I'm a moviegoer. I love cinema, but this movie was terrible. I'm not a big fan of sci-fi movies, and this is the worst one I've ever seen. I wouldn't call it a sci-fi movie.
It's not sci-fi at all.
No.
That's okay, here's the fucking problem, people. You were not paying attention. And if you dislike a movie or a piece of art or a song or whatever, because you weren't paying attention, then you're the one with the flaw, not the thing.
He says the first 45 minutes are just flat out boring and don't tell you anything. And then the second half movie, they start to fill in story, which is a bit better. That's the idea of it, you idiots. The film focuses too much on the value of living a good life. Is that bad?
Oh, what a shitty attitude. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Define good life, first of all. You mean like, don't be a dick and like be happy?
I only recommend if you die hard of Stephen King or enjoy genre film.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, I'm not a Stephen King fan, but I still like it. So how can these people be so wrong?
Or how can these people even exist?
I don't even question that anymore, but the wrongness, the interpretation, and you'll go, when we get to my advice, that's not advice. You'll see what I'm saying.
All right, let's give this movie a score. I am going to give The Life of Chuck a 7 out of 10.
Really? I'm giving it an 8.4. I'm going right up there. I'm all in.
Very good. Very nice. Next week, we will bring you a review of the movie Bring Her Back. Are you excited to see this one?
Yes.
All right. Well, she's laughing because what? It's a comedy?
It must be. Bring Her Back. Come on. Must be a comedy.
All right. Movie recommendations. I am going with, this one's not a movie, or it is a movie, and it isn't a movie at the same time. Loki with Mr. Tom Hiddleston.
Gotcha.
The TV show, and whenever he's Loki in the movies as well. And Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh, fantastic.
With Sloane from this movie.
Yeah. Oh, you only do 2, don't you?
Yes.
You're such an amateur. Mine are going back to the whole of all of movie making, and that started in like the early 20th century. That's right, the 1900s. Actually, the very tail end of the 1800s, but we won't go there. I've covered all of that. So I'm up to 2007, and I'm only doing horror. Horror? Is there any reason I can't say that word without horror? Horror movies. And I'm telling you what I've seen so you can be just like me and use up the time of your life, before the end of the whole entire universe in the next bazillion years to watch these movies. It's worth it. Well, I'm not telling you those movies because they're good. So tread easily. Grindhouse from 2007. Planet Terror from 2007. So those are together, correct? Those are the Quentin Tarantino.
Death Proof and Planet Terror
are the Grindhouse.
Yes.
Right. So Grindhouse has what was it? Death Proof with Kurt Russell. It's the car.
Correct.
And Planet Terror with the weird zombies?
Yeah.
Call them zombies?
Pretty much.
But you love both of them because you're a Quentin Tarantino fan.
Yes.
Teeth. So there's
Teeth's a good one. I like that one.
I don't know if it's good.
Yeah.
But it is not for the faint of heart. So just remember, if you're looking for movies to watch with the kids, this isn't it.
I would call it gynecological. Gynecological?
Gynecological.
Yeah. Yes.
So put those two things together. There you go.
Yes.
Trick or Treat, which is an anthology, right? It's like 5 little stories.
I didn't like it.
No, it's just sort of like, the sort of upper, we won't say upper crust as in upper crust, but upper crust as in like the very superficial idea of what horror story movies are supposed to be like. And then Dead Silence, which I totally forgot, but I had to look up and I'm like, oh yeah, I did watch that. Is the guy from True Blood.
Yeah.
The young guy with the blonde hair.
You mean Suki's brother?
Yes. And it is ventriloquist dummies.
I didn't see this one.
That come to life-ish.
Sounds
and
awful.
a kind of a horror. It's not great, but it's got a vibe. If you're just sitting there drinking a bottle or 2 of wine and you want to just, it's not as intense as Magic, which was the Anthony Hopkins.
I've seen that one a bunch on the streaming thing.
Oh yeah, it's on there a lot. Yeah. So I think that would have been the beginning of the idea of ventriloquist dummies as horror. And this is sort of like, we're all in. Like they're all coming to get you, basically.
All right, thank you, Sid Talk.
Hi.
Hey, Scully stuff. I've been playing Metal Gear Solid Delta this week.
Yeah, but tell them how you got it.
I actually won it in a contest.
You were so excited.
There was one of these contests where it's like online and it says at 1 o'clock, if you get in this line and wait on this website, we'll pick a certain amount of people to win a free game. And it's the game that came out that week. It's like $70, brand new game. So I'm like, you've not got much chance to win that, surely, right? But I'm persistent.
Oh, you are persistent.
So I set an alarm and I came to my computer 15 minutes before, got in this line, I waited. It went to the time when it was supposed to be drawn and I pressed refresh and I won.
And you were very excited and I was excited for you.
I'm very excited because, $70 game, it would have been $70 and now it isn't.
Absolutely.
So Metal Gear Solid Delta, it's a remake of Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. So that's a game from the PS2 era. So if you go back and play that now, it's heavily dated. It's, terrible controls, bad camera angles, blurry graphics.
You're really selling it.
So this is a remake of that, where they haven't just made it look better, they've remade everything about it, including modern controls, which can't take for granted. It's like controllers back then, a lot of games, you couldn't move the camera. There was a fixed camera angle and you just moved the person.
Yeah.
Made it really awkward. Like the Resident Evil games were like that. Back then, that was all you had, right? So like you just kind of got along with it. Now, with this new version of Metal Gear Solid, they've made it so it's fully 3D. You pull the left trigger, you aim, you pull the right trigger, you shoot, you move the camera wherever you want. Nothing's restricted. So it makes it more like a modern game, but it's, as far as the game itself, what Kojima made back then, it's the same thing, the same voice acting, the same cutscenes. It's just jazzed up. But it's jazzed up so much, it looks like a modern game when you're playing it. If you've played this game 100 times, it's the same game. Nothing new happens, there's nothing special or anything different. But if you're a big fan of the game and the only way for you to play it up to now was to get your PS2 out and play it that way or on an emulator. And, it'll be in 640p and that might be better for some of the people who love this game because that's how they remember it. They might hate like a remastered version.
Sure.
And I played this game several times back in the day, but I was playing it yesterday and there was things I'd forgot completely. There's some weird, it's a Kojima game. Let me tell you, it's very weird. The way Snake speaks is very weird. There's lots of strange conversations that you're like, what is this? It's like somebody who doesn't understand English wrote a load of conversations in English. That's how it feels. But it's Metal Gear Solid Delta, which is the remake of Metal Gear Solid 3. It's out now on Steam. Or you can win it somewhere. Maybe not anymore, but I did. Sitar, what's for dinner?
Well, I've decided that we're going to have Casey's Pizza.
Yeah, pizza.
It's one of my favorites. My mother, who passed away last year, she was a manager of a Casey's store when I was in my 20s, so I wasn't like a kid or anything. We had Casey's Pizza, and my mom, I did grow up to be a little bit like my mom, but when she had a job, she was all in. So she lived about maybe 100 feet we're talking about, from here to the mailbox times 2 from the store to her house. She moved to a little house right next to the store so she could be available. She would get up at 3:30 in the morning and go there at 4 and do the books and greet the people when the store opened and sweep the front thing. And she was just totally into it. So when we started coming to visit, I have 3 siblings and they have kids and family. Whenever we would come for all of those years, what she would do is make us a pizza at the store. She would buy the pizza. And then she claims that she and her coworkers invented breakfast pizza. So there were times when she'd been at work already for like 2 hours. And then here she would come at lunchtime or middle of the morning with a big box. And that would be our breakfast pizza instead of us cooking at her house, right? And so I have very fond memories. So now when I stop at a Casey's and I get a piece of cheese pizza, because I'm vegetarian now. So, it's always the same. It's good. I like it. I'm a big advocate for Casey's Pizza. Whatever your experience is, whatever. But that's what we're having. And it happens to be that we only have one Casey's in this entire town. And it's on the completely other end of this town, which takes a bit of a trek.
Lucky it's not 90 degrees outside. Oh, hold on.
It wouldn't matter. I'm in
It
the
is.
car. So I'll be fine. But I just feel like I'm in the mood for a little bit of nostalgia. And that's what Casey's Pizza does for me.
All right. What's your advice?
Ooh, the advice.
Hold on. Let me just crank up we need more space on the hard drive. Look how long your advice is.
It's probably going to come out the same as other advices, but I just typed a lot of it. So,
all right.
Like with this movie and thinking about, and you reading the 1-star reviews, this is what makes it such a valid opinion or a valid observation that our interpretations of things, it's like a tiny little flash of energy, right? In our synapses that sparks our brain to think whatever it thinks that makes every difference in all of humanity. That's the difference between us all, is that interpretation. You and I could have the exact same experience, like literally sitting in the same car, witnessing the same thing, or in the same accident, or watching the same movie. And because of the history of our life, right, and the way our brain is wired from DNA, from a bazillion years of every creature from the beginning coming together in our mind, what we see and hear and think and how we then regurgitate that back is different. And that makes all the difference. So this movie reminds me, like, my philosophy of life is that there is no meaning or overall purpose, right? There's no like big story that's been written. I don't believe in anything that has created everything. It just is. And a lot of people think that means that I then believe or think that it should just be like chaos, right? Murder in the streets, horrible things happening. Take what you want, do what you want. Nothing matters because in the end, everything just keeps going and it's a shit show, right? It doesn't matter. That's some people's interpretation of my philosophy. Well, they're very wrong. Of course they're wrong. Because the way I've come to my conclusion is that there's been enough my observing pain and suffering in the world, not just up close to me, but at a distance, like we all do, through the news of the world, through understanding and learning a little bit about history and humanity. Everything I do, everything from walking in a store and stealing a jar of jam, which I think of that because we've been watching your neighbors and friends, your friends and neighbors, and then walking out feeling like I'm entitled to take whatever I want. And I'm not, right? I don't believe in chaos for the sake of it, that the world is here for me to destroy or take or harm or dismantle because fuck it, it doesn't matter. That's not my philosophy. It is that if I were to take that jar of jam, put it in my pocket, walk out the door, feeling smug and proud of myself, not because I need it, because I'm starving, because I'm a dickhead, right? If I'm a dickhead and I think I can do whatever I want, the person, either the clerk responsible for the inventory that day, will have to pay for that. I don't want to cause that. Or the owner of that store who procures and curates their collection of things they like to sell will realize their inventory is off and they've lost money that can cause damage to their business. I don't want to be the cause of that. Not believing that there's meaning and big purpose in the whole of life in the universe doesn't mean I believe in tearing it all down because it doesn't matter. So your interpretation of someone who comes along and says, oh, I don't believe in any gods or anything, instantly, if you interpret that as me being a person who wants to destroy everything or that destruction of things is fine, you're wrong. Like your interpretation has been formed by a lot of misinformation, miscalculations. And so I think that watching this movie, just interpreting like, you know, the idea that this person comes to the conclusion in his life at some point that he needs to do that dance, even though must have a little bit of a mundane life, right? Even though he has a nice wife and a kid. But on that day, he just lets it all go and he dances in the street and he doesn't care what people think. And, you know, someone else's interpretation, to me, the interpretation of that is, live this life. Live it.
That would be my interpretation.
Someone else's interpretation is, well, that's dumb. Why'd he do that? Right? Maybe that's not an interpretation
but
so much as...
A thing mentioned in that movie later was when things were flashing in his mind, one thing that always came back to him was that day when he decided to dance. Out of all the days.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
That what they're saying there is something memorable like that will always be with you.
It does. It is.
Yeah.
And that, for me, that doesn't mean that there's some big mapped out script written for us. It just means that as you make choices and the world happens around you, those moments happen. And that's what fills the years of the life that you have. And then you're done. And that's it. So someone else's interpretation of that will be very bleak, right?
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
All right.
The end.
All right. Thank you, Sid Talk.
Sure. That feels like a tour de force.
All right. Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky, Threads. Those are the social media networks you can find us on. I'm A Scully, she's Sid Talk. The podcast itself is on ascully.com, Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, YouTube. Email feedback to me, ascully@ascully.com. Don't email Sid Talk. She doesn't want your email. And stay classy, Mr. Stephen King, who has lots of stories left in him.
And I'm going to say, think for yourselves, because if you're not doing it, someone is definitely doing it for you, and very poorly.